Hey up, and welcome to Callums Corner. Welcome to the Burger Battles, the most comprehensive burger review series online. Today, we are going to review McDonald's. Yeah, Mackey's. Last time out, we did Five Guys, which is a pretty expensive price point. So today, we're going to go for a more reasonable burger. Now, before we go collect Big Nige and head off to the restaurant, there's a couple of things from the last episode that you guys wanted me to change. Number one, I will now be scoring the 5 categories: taste, ambience, condiments, etc. out of 10 and giving the restaurant an overall score out of 50. It will be more scientific that way. It was a good suggestion. Number two, some of you were asking for the inclusion of a crepe check. Now, for those of you who aren't fluent in Roadman, much like me, that roughly translates to what shoes are you wearing? Now, I actually bought a new pair of shoes earlier this month and I've been saving them for a special occasion like this, so I will give you a crepe check. I would like to unveil my new shoe. Now, according to the box, it is a Nike Blazer Mid 77 vintage WE Reptile, and I think that refers to the snakeskin kind of effects on the end. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not real snakeskin, so you don't need to worry. But to be quite frank with you, I saw a video of a snake eating a guinea pig not long ago, so if it is real snakeskin, I'm fine with it. Slap a bit of snake on it, they're cold-blooded twats. That might be my grief talking. I lost a guinea pig myself recently, so that might be clouding my judgment, but I think we can all agree it's a handsome shoe. I've just arrived up at Big Nige's place. He's currently getting ready, and then we're going to play a few pre-Macca's games of FIFA, help us work up an appetite. FIFA is ideal for that, working up an appetite in general, and in particular, it does make me hungry for burgers, so yeah, it's literally the perfect preparation. Sometimes when you play the best of 3, only 2 games are needed, which means there's been a victor and a massively outright victor, and that victor is me. Magnificent, absolute pants down, backdoor smashed in, 3-1 in the second game, 2-1 in the first game. Definitely works up an appetite, and I'm looking forward to my burger now. We're just about to head into the McDonald's and order. Now, one of the other reasons that I've chosen to bring you to McDonald's today is this is a brand new branch. It literally opened yesterday. It was quite controversial. It's my local, it's fish bonds. There were lots of kind of protests about it, so I'm hoping there might even be some kind of hippies protesting. I mean, if I can have a burger, enjoy a burger, and defend some hippies, it's a win-win situation for me. Right, let's get inside. It's taken us a while, but we have the food. Chips, double chips, quarter pounder with cheese. Let's open her up. It doesn't look as pleasing as the Five Guys one, I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, that is bigger, and it has got the bacon. I'm regretting it massively. This is like a B cup, that is like a D cup. That is pitiful. That is pitiful cheese. Right. Come on. I've had my first few bites and already the whole experience has been irreparably tarnished for me. I had a sip of my Coke and it's something Coke Extra, Diet Coke or something. It's revolting. Really struggling with the Coke thing. Finding it really hard to get into the whole experience now. I have a couple of bites of my burger, a couple of chips, it's all going well, and then the Coke, it spoils it. It's like trying to have Boom Boom with a picture of your mum on the wall behind the person Boom Booming with. It's going to put you off, and it is putting me off. Also, not liking this, it's like a thin bowl full of ketchup. In what world is that not ketchup? You can barely fit 2 chips in at once, and I actually like to eat 3 or 4 chips at once, kind of like this, handful, dip, but out of that handful, only 3 of them have been dipped. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Burgers have been consumed, 2 quarters of chips have been consumed. I'm just about to top it off with an apple pie. But I am filled with an overwhelming feeling of disappointment. Compared to the last time out, the Five Guys food, yeah, it was twice as much, but it was more than twice as tasty. I'm going to not sleep on it, but I'm going to go home and wait for the meat juices to kind of lower their levels, because obviously I'm all hyped up after eating at the moment. And I'll do an honest kind of scoring of it, but I'm just mediocre. What do you reckon, Big Nige? Poor. Worse than mediocre. Poor. Yeah. I know I'm going to be hungry in half an hour. You don't buy McDonald's food, you just rent it for 30 minutes, don't you? Hungry and windy will be the overwhelming mood this evening, I think. Right, we're back home again, and the burger high has worn off now. I'm ready to give a cold, frank, and stark assessment of my McDonald's experience. Right, let's give you some marks. So, we're going to start with arguably the most important mark, and it is the burger itself. I've gone very low here. I've gone 3 out of 10. Now, a McDonald's burger, I would liken it a little bit to an Instagram model. Yeah, it looks good, you know, takes a good picture, but when you scratch beneath the surface, there's not a lot of substance there. There's not much going on. You seem to get the same size piece of meat no matter what burger you order. It may be this size, it may be kind of smashed down and thinner and this size, but it's always the same slightly unappetizing piece of meat. It's not a good quality piece of meat. So the burger itself for me does get a 3 out of 10. And as a side note, I'm not a massive fan of their buns. Now, I'm not a Tory, I'm not demanding brioche buns or something like that, perish the thought, but they've got to do better with the bun. Right, moving on to probably the most important mark for me, it's chips. Now, 7 out of 10 I've gone for here. I was going to go 7.5 out of 10. But I kind of examined my motives and I realised that would be for nostalgia stakes. You know, everyone thinks fondly of McDonald's chips when they were younger and stuff. They were a real treat. However, the chip world has moved on. And my personal taste has moved on as well. As I've grown up, I've come to realise that a skinny fry is lovely, but there's a lot to be said for a skin-on fry and the crunchiness that can provide. So I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10 for the chips. It's not a bad mark, but, you know, if we're being realistic, 10 years ago, that probably would have been a 10 out of 10 for me. They've been left behind in the chip revolution somewhat, McDonald's. It's really sad to see, actually. Next, ambience, the overall dining experience. I've given them a 2 out of 10 here. It's a terribly low mark, but it's just not a pleasant experience. The seats aren't comfortable. There's some very questionable people. Don't get me started on the toilets, they're horrible. McDonald's does seem to encourage an awful lot of flatulence, gassiness, burping if you're thinking glamorous, but also anal flatulence if we're being realistic about it. So there does tend to be a lot of bad odours and you definitely don't want to use the bathrooms in McDonald's. Right, next, condiments. For me, this means ketchup. Ketchup is vital for me. It is the lube that makes the whole engine work, the whole burger experience work. Now, McDonald's, when you're getting a takeaway, it's awkward because you've got to ask them for a few. They don't want to give you 1, 2 chops, and I have to make a point like, no, I want 4 ketchups. When you're eating it, it's better because you can yourself. But the pots are so small. I need like 6 of them, and then you got to balance them. You're balancing your tray there at the same time while you're in. So for me, condiments gets a 4. There is access to all the ketchup you can eat, but it's difficult to get at it. So yeah, 4 out of 10 for condiments. This brings us to our final category, price. Now, I've given McDonald's here a 10 out of 10. If there are cheaper burgers out there on the market, quite frankly, I don't think I'd want to eat them. It's really hard to beat their own price. I've got to be fair here and give them a 10 out of 10. It's the big thing they've got going for them nowadays. So that gives us an overall mark out of 50 of 26. It makes me a little bit melancholy to score them so lowly. They were such an important part of my childhood. My mum was a bit of a hippie. She tried to raise me vegetarian as much as she could. She never took us to McDonald's. So when I went there as a kid, it was a real treat, you know, for someone's birthday. I was lucky enough to be the kid who was taken around the kitchens along with the birthday child a couple of times. So it makes me sad to see how they've fallen now. They used to be a shining light. Now it's quite a tawdry experience that has been made worse by the installation of the self-service screens. I will make a point of criticising them. They're absolutely repulsive. There's a sheen of smegma scum upon them. I don't want to touch that before I've ordered food. You need to go into the bathroom to wash your hands, but McDonald's bathrooms, you know, that's not going to improve your appetite, sniffing that in, is it? The whole thing is a flawed system nowadays. And yeah, it does make me slightly sad. But I've got to be honest with you guys. So it's 26 out of 50 and an overall disappointing experience eating at McDonald's. As a little kind of addendum, I will say, if it was breakfast, different experience, totally different ball game. That pot of greasy meat, muffin, egg with the cheese in there is absolutely gorgeous, and the hash brown, even though it's never properly cooked, with a little bit of salt on there, it's a great way to start your day. But for the burgers, it was disappointing. Right, I think that brings us to the end of today's video. Do let me know in the comment section whether you agree with me or not on this subject that I hold quite dear to my heart. We've all got different opinions and I'd quite like to know yours on it. If you've enjoyed the video, you can leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, do leave a dislike. And yeah, thanks for watching.